If you've pulled up to an intersection and seen a flashing, blinking yellow, green, or red arrow instead of a solid color round traffic light, you might have wondered, what exactly are those arrows trying to tell me I can or can't do? It can be confusing, so let's look at what the different flashing arrow signals mean, and when you should go and when you should yield, and how to avoid making a dangerous mistake. Let's start with the most common one, the flashing yellow arrow. A flashing yellow arrow means you may turn in the direction of the arrow, but you must first yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. Think of it like when you have a regular green light up ahead when turning left. You're allowed to go, but you don't have the right of way. This type of yield and then go turn is called a permissive turn. You're permitted to go when it's safe to do so. You'll typically see flashing yellow arrows at busy intersections where traffic flow changes throughout the day. For example, as shown here, instead of giving drivers turning left across traffic their own protected left turn green arrow, which would stop the main traffic flow for a while, traffic engineers use a flashing yellow arrow to draw drivers' attention to it and allow them to make left turns when a safe gap in traffic is available. Until a big enough gap is available, drivers have to yield to oncoming traffic. This allows the majority of the traffic to keep moving longer, helping prevent traffic congestion and slowdowns during peak moments. So a flashing yellow arrow improves traffic flow, but it puts the responsibility on you to judge when it's safe to make your turn. Cities began using flashing yellow arrows more widely after guidance from the Federal Highway Administration showed that they reduce confusion and certain types of crashes compared to older signal styles. And if you see a flashing yellow arrow suddenly turn to a solid yellow arrow or to the traditional round solid yellow light, that means the traffic signal is about to turn red and stop traffic altogether. If you haven't entered the intersection yet, you should prepare to stop. If you're already in the intersection waiting to turn, then complete your turn safely and get out of the way. The key takeaway from this is that a flashing yellow arrow means you yield first, look for a gap in traffic, and then go when it's safe to do so. Next is the flashing green arrow. In some areas, though not all, you might see a flashing green arrow. In most U.S. locations, a green arrow is solid, not flashing. But a flashing green arrow has the advantage of drawing your attention to it. Flashing lights in general increase drivers' awareness of the signal and what it's trying to tell them. And greater driver awareness means fewer accidents and injuries. A green arrow simply means you have a protected turn because oncoming traffic has a red light. It's also known as a protected permissive turn. You have the protected right of way, so you're permitted to go ahead and turn. And all other traffic is being prevented from moving across your path. But you still have to yield to any pedestrians in a crosswalk or other drivers that might not have completely exited the intersection yet. And often when you see a flashing green arrow, that can also mean that the green arrow is about to end and turn to yellow and then turn to red. And finally, there's the flashing red arrow. A flashing red arrow is much less common, but it means the same thing as a stop sign. It's a stop-and-go situation. When you see one that's controlling the lane you're in, first, come to a complete stop. Next, yield to traffic and pedestrians. And finally, proceed when safe. Treat it exactly like you would a regular flashing red light. You can turn in the direction it's pointing, but only after coming to a complete stop and yielding before turning. If you see a solid red arrow, that means you must stop and no turn is allowed in that direction. You might see that at an intersection where you want to turn right. Many states allow a right turn on red, but if you see a red arrow, that means no turn is allowed to the right while that signal is on. There might also be a no right turn on red sign posted to go along with it. And to wrap it up, here are the biggest mistakes drivers make. First, thinking the flashing yellow arrow means you have the right of way. Second, failing to check for pedestrians. And third, rushing the turn because drivers behind you are impatient. Remember, you're in control of the decision of when you turn. Don't make your turn until you have a large enough gap to safely turn without impeding oncoming traffic. And now you know what the flashing, blinking arrow traffic signals mean and how to handle them safely. If this video helped you, give it a like, and please subscribe if you would for more safe driving tips. And if there's other questions you have about traffic signals or about other driving rules, please leave a comment below, and I just might make a video about it. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and drive safe.